I'm in a hayloft. I'm in the hayloft, the actual loft of the loft at Mountain Creek Ranch. And I was just thinking, what a fun, kind of old-fashioned, almost romantic place this loft is. I actually just discovered it today. I didn't even know this room was here. It's behind the loft that you can rent. Now you can't have access to this part, but I snuck back here with Brandy and we discovered this amazing hayloft. And I'm reminded of a story about a proposal that happened in my family in a hayloft. It was my grandma and grandpa. And Grandpa proposed to Grandma in the hayloft at the farm. And so it made me a little nostalgic because our oldest son just got engaged. And we're planning just a fun, beautiful wedding. And I'm in love with her too. Like, my son picked a great fiance. And I told her, actually, and I mean this with all my heart, I've prayed for her since the day my son was born. I had a neighbor that had raised a couple of boys, and right after I had our son, she came over and she said, start praying for his wife right now. Because when he finds a wonderful one, your family grows and you have an incredible journey. And so Brandy has a couple little boys, and I share that same advice with her. Every day pray that someday they find a woman that adds to your family and that makes your son so incredibly happy, and that life journeys on. And we're just blessed that that happened in our family. So the other night, one of the coolest things happened. Our son and his fiance came to the house and they began to talk about who they wanted to have stand up with them in their wedding. And I wanted to read some of the things that were shared because it just was so meaningful to me, the thought that these two 25-year-olds were putting into this very big decision of who stood up with them at their wedding. So Connor started out and he was like, well, I have to have. And then these names just began to flow out of his mouth. There was the one that was there with him the very first time a coach screamed at him in baseball. And just, there was his friend standing there ready to pick him up. And then there was the one that shot BB guns with him in the backyard at the chocolate Valentine heart, by the way, that was empty, because the girl he was going to give it to broke up with him about a week before Valentine's Day. So your best friend comes over, eats the chocolate, and shoots the BB gun at the heart stuck on a tree in the backyard. Of course, there was his brother in the helmet on the high school football field. The brother that he worked out with every day, that took the hits with every day in the game of football, and that cried with him, laughed with him, won with him, lost with him. There was that guy that made the list. And then there was the college roommate. He said, Mom, I can't forget my college roommate that stood side by side with me during challenges, taught him how to time management, how to pass a class, how to live with a hangover, maybe in college. And then, of course, the fraternity brother that caused him to explore and do things and go places and spring breaks and all that stuff as he was learning how to grow up and be an adult. And, of course, his own brother as his best man that was there with him from the day he was born. And the day that he turned to our youngest son and said, Bro, I want you to be my best man, was one of the most meaningful days in my life to watch my two sons love each other. And then his fiance started the same thing. And she said, well, I'm going to have my cousins that grew up with me, that learned all the stuff, that told all the boy stories, that watched all the girl movies with me. Need that. And I need my sorority sister that was always there for me when I was learning how to go to school and be so far away from home. And then the neighborhood girl that grew up a few doors down, that ran the streets with her, learning how to play outside and join sports and be in all the school activities. family, friends. Those people made the list of who stands up. You know, picking who stands up with you at your wedding is not a party at your house on Friday night. Who are your friends right now? Who are the people right now that I want to have at my party? Picking who you choose to stand up with you at probably what should be the most important day in your life to that point are people that have journeyed through life with you. People that have made decisions with you, that have shaped your life, that you have shared milestones with. Not just who your best friend is today, but who your best friends have been through time, through all of the chapters of your life. So why would we talk about something like that in a leadership podcast? Why would we spend any time saying, hey, Terri, you're a leadership coach. What does wedding party have to do with culture and being a great leader at work? Every business culture should have a connecting point. Just like if we are sitting in your guest congregation at your wedding, we should be able to look at each one of those bridesmaids and each one of those groomsmen and the maid of honor and the best man. We should be able to look at those people and go, I know exactly why they're standing there. Because that guy shared this with him. That guy shared this. That guy's his brother. That guy helped him here. That guy grew up with him here. Because they each represent a connecting point in that person's life. Cultures in business are the same way. We can look at the people that are on our teams and know the connecting points, when they joined us, how they helped us grow our business, how they're helping us grow our business today. And we should have one common denominator connecting point. So, like with my son, the common denominator of all of the guys standing up with him is him. The common denominator of his fiance, all the women standing up with her, she's the connecting point. What is the connecting point in your culture at work? What is the one thing that everybody that stands up at work with you daily is connected to? In strong and amazing cultures, it's the mission statement. In strong and wonderful cultures, it's the purpose. Why are we here? We are here to help people. We are here to create memorable moments. We are here to cure cancer. We are here to whatever it may be. It could be our friends at True North, Wealth and Impact. It could be that everybody is connected there to helping people live their best lives and have the resources to do that. It could be Phoenix Home Care and Hospice, where everybody there is connected to new beginnings and meaningful opportunities. It could be Big Cedar Lodge, where everybody is connecting to the mission statement of everyone lives downstream, so everything we do is in a responsible manner. Could be Meyer Jabara Hotels, where everybody is connected by creating memorable moments for those we serve through hospitality. It could be our friends at Silver Dollar City, where everybody is connected by a mission statement. We create memories worth repeating, because we know that life is about memories and relationships when we finish our journey. What is the connecting point? Weak cultures, cultures that are not sound, cultures that cannot survive change, are connected by charismatic leaders. So we work where we work because of the leader. If the leader goes, what do? What's the obvious next connecting point? Well, we're going to go with him or her, because that was our strong point. So when you think about the wedding party analogy, and you think about the learning point from it in leadership, it's what is the connecting point? What are the things that connect us in our business? I wanted to mention 6 things that I think really should connect us in our businesses. Number 1, we believe in our purpose. So we are going to work every day because we believe the purpose is a good one. Number 2, we will all work towards that same purpose by carrying our own weight. So everybody that's standing up with us is somebody who's carrying their own weight. They're not lazy. And third, we respect the work that each other does. So it's a culture of respect. Number 4, we learn from each other and we listen to each other. So we're constantly in a state of learning, and we're sharing that learning, and we're listening to each other's opinions and ideas. So it's also kind of a respect thing. And then we share what we know. We're giving that learning away constantly is number 5. And then number 6, we follow the norms of the culture. So in other words, the rules of engagement, the axioms of civility. We treat each other the way we would want to be treated, a little golden rule-ish there. When all of those things exist, we do act like a family. We do act like that wedding party, all standing up. But all of us thinking great thoughts about that bride and groom, all of us thinking great thoughts about the purpose and the mission that we live. If I had to pick a team of people to stand up with at work and say, who are these people I want on my team? I would ask first, who am I connected to by these 6 things? Because those are the people that I would choose to work with every single day around that common purpose. So who would you stand up with? Have you told them lately? Have you told them how important it is, and have you invited them to be a part of your party? Thank you for joining me for this Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch. We'll see you next time.